Hello, and welcome to The Beat, a news and talk program brought to you by the Center for Community Media at Worcester State University. I'm your host, Collin Turner, and today we'll be interviewing Professor Adam Zahler of the Visual and Performing Arts program here at Worcester State University. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and your path to becoming a professor at Worcester State?
You know, I became a professor rather late in life, only at 50. I was in the professional theater for a number of years, which also means I worked other jobs, of course, to support myself for a while, but very much so in the Boston area, and I'm a director by training, and I have a little card that proves that I'm a director, actually.
Great. This semester, you're directing the play Picasso at the Lapin Agile. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's a really fun play. So first of all, it's by Steve Martin. The Steve Martin, the comic Steve Martin, who came from Saturday Night Live and has done a whole host of comic movies. And he wrote this play back in the 90s. And the play kind of imagines that Pablo Picasso and Albert Einstein meet in a cafe in Paris in 1904, which is right before each of them made their kind of big breakthrough moment. And it's a play about, genius and about art and about science and mostly about laughs.
Sounds really interesting. Why'd you choose to direct a production of this play this semester?
Well, you know, last year, and you may remember this, last year was a kind of downer. And we were kind of driven to do plays last year that reflected the moment. So they were tough plays, and it was a tough time, and we just thought people needed a laugh. So this is the one that we chose.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a very well-needed thing for many people. How many performances does the Visual and Performing Arts Department do throughout the academic year? We know that there's a few that go on, but are there certain types of performances that lend themselves to different times of the semester, anything like that?
So the whole department does a whole bunch of stuff. In terms of plays, we do 2 main stage plays, and then usually there's a student performance that's done as well, where the students choose a play and direct it and put it on all by themselves. But the department also has music performances that are done, as well as art shows in the gallery.
Great. Do students need to be a VPA major or minor to contribute to any of these productions, be a part of it?
Not at all. Anyone can be involved. All you need to do to be part of a production is to either come in an audition or be in a class that works on it, or just say you want to work on it, and we'll stick you in a class, and you can earn credit while you're doing it.
Great. I'm sure a lot of students here would be really interested to know that.
We've had, at times, as many as 80 students working on a production, wow, considering all the classes and everything that get involved.
That's a good number for sure. As a seasoned director and actor in theater, what attributes do you think make up a successful actor or actress?
Well, there's talent. And I think in terms of the technique, what you need is imagination and the ability to listen. Those are the 2 biggest things. And learning to listen is one of the hardest things that we have to teach and to learn. And it's kind of a lifelong learning process about listening. But to become a professional, what you need is you need drive. You need the commitment to be able to do it long enough for people to start to notice you and for you to start getting cast in bigger and bigger shows or even bigger and bigger screen projects, right?
A few years ago, you co-produced The Duck Variations by David Mamet at Worcester State, a show you had produced earlier in your career for the Second Stage Theater Company. Can you tell us a little bit about how that went?
Yeah, sure. We did the Duck Variations. Some friends and I did it right out of college. We did an evening of 2 one-act plays at a hotel in Burlington, Vermont. We all went to school at UVM. And we did the Duck Variations, which is about 2 men in their 60s sitting on a park bench, really talking about life and death and ducks. We did 2 performances of it. And then a few years ago, the other actor and I were talking on the phone, and he said, you know, we're the right age for that now. Because when we did it, we were in our 20s, and now we're, well, I'm not going to say because I'm supposed to keep that secret, but I am more that age than I was then. And we just thought, well, we should remount it, and having remounted it, we thought we'd perform it around, and we've done a few performances of it. We did it at a conference, we did it here on campus, we did a performance up in Vermont during a blizzard, which is kind of appropriate, right? And we did an online performance during COVID.
And that was an enjoyable experience,
It was
I'm
very
sure.
enjoyable. You know, Kent, the other actor, and I, and our original director came in and worked with us on it. And we're really old friends, and it was just really great to work together again.
Yeah, definitely, I'm sure. What is your favorite play, and why would you say so?
So typically my favorite play is the one I'm working on right now. It's, you know, you have to love the thing that you're working on, otherwise you can't do it justice. And over the years I've done, you know, as a director and as an actor, I've worked on close to 120 productions. So I don't really have something that I'd say is a favorite. There are some productions that stand out because the chemistry was just right and everybody working together, and it was kind of a wonderful moment. I was just, a friend of mine from actually before the Duck Variations just posted on Facebook some pictures from a show that I did with her of Waiting for Godot. And it was such an incredible experience that it kind of lives with us. But would I say that's a favorite? It's kind of hard for me to do that because I love every single one that I work on.
So tell us a little bit about kind of the casting process for this. Who's playing these roles? How did that whole thing come through this time? So
we do a casting call at the beginning of every semester for the shows. And it's generally, well, it's actually at this point, it's a 3-day process. Particularly in the fall, we start with a call that's for just new students, first-year students and transfers. And then we have an open call after that for anybody who wants to come. And then we follow that up with a callback. So bring actors back in that we want to see again. And in this case, actually 2 of the roles in the play are capstones for seniors in the department. So the role of Einstein, which is being played by Vincent Pellegrino, that's his capstone. And the role of Germaine, who's, she's the waitress, is being played by Julia Duggan as her capstone. And then everything else was cast during that process. Yeah, and we have 3 first years in the show, which we're really excited to have new students in the show. The role of Einstein is, the role of Picasso is being played by Brent Layton, who was new to the university last year as a transfer, which means that he's kind of virtually a new student because he never had a class on campus until this semester. We're really excited to have him, and it's overall a really terrific group. They work really nicely together, which is important because this play is it's an ensemble piece. Even though that we have the 2 leads, Picasso and Einstein, it's the kind of play where everybody is in it at one time. So we look at the ensemble and how they can work together. And they're working together really well.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned we have a couple of first-year students joining the production. How do you think they're coming along with being like in a first college experience theater in that sense?
They're doing great. I mean, I think they're, solidly becoming part of the company, as we would think of them. Everybody seems to be getting along well. They don't seem to be sitting in a corner and be just shrinking violets. So I'm really happy about that, and they're right there in the mix and contributing all the time. thoughts and ideas about how things can go in the show.
Yeah, for sure. And after doing, we had 2 productions last semester. One was fully sort of a virtual sort of take on things, and one was a slightly different virtual take on things. What's it like finally being back in like a traditional theater production again?
It's heaven. It really is. We talk in the business about being in the room. Being in the rehearsal hall is just a real joy. So being back in the rehearsal hall and knowing that we're going to be on stage is really great. It's very exciting. It's such a relief. Actually, I figured it out. It's been about 21, by the time it opens, it'll be about 21 and a half months since we had a show on stage.
Wow.
It's been a really long time. Now, I should mention, since you brought that up, that we're having to take a number of steps in order to do this live. So we're going to have a live audience. They're going to be here with us, but it's not like it was before fully. Everyone's going to need to be masked. We're asking everyone to either be vaccinated or have a negative test within 72 hours before. And we've created a buffer zone of 10 feet between the performers who will be unmasked and the audience who will be masked. And that's kind of a safety zone for everybody.
Great, yeah, and I'm sure audiences are really excited to be back in this sort of like in-person live thing once again. I think everyone definitely missed that.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so.
Is there anything else you might want to tell us about the program and anything our viewers might want to know today?
Well, yeah, a couple of things. First of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the dates of the show and all that. We perform on November 18th, 19th, and 20th at 7:30, and on the 21st, Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can get tickets at the box office in the admin building or over in the student center at the main desk there. We're on Eventbrite, so you can order them online. You can email the box office at vpaboxoffice@worcester.edu. And you can call us at 508-929-8843. So that's what I say about the show. Come and see it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the students working on it are doing an incredible job, including this guy right here who is designing the sound. The other thing I'd say is that theater is now a new major here on campus, and we're really excited by that. We're excited about the potential for it. We have a few theater majors at this point, and we're hoping to see that grow. So if you're interested in theater, come over and see us.
Great. Well, it was great talking with you, Adam. Thank you so much.
You too, Collin.
Thank you for watching this segment of The Beat. Please remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see you next time.